This is the Gamers Lounge podcast for the week of February 10th of 2014.
You know, I think you should all be nicer to Will Wheaton.
The way I treat my colleagues... Wait, what?
I said you ought to be nicer to Will Wheaton.
You mean Will Wheaton?
Yes, Will Wheaton.
Why are you saying it like that?
Well, I'm just saying you should be nicer to Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton seems like a nice guy.
Say wheat.
Wheat.
Now, say Will Wheaton.
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 Hey, did you hook up with Whoopi Goldberg on the show?
All the time.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gamers Lounge podcast. My name is John Meadows. With me as always, Erik and Nathanael. How's it going, guys?
It's going.
I'm eagerly awaiting Snowmageddon Part 2.
Oh, I know. And this time...
all the news places around here.
Yeah.
I think they've even named this one for some stupid reason.
I think the Weather Channel named it PAX. It's Weatherstorm PAX or something. I don't know.
You only name hurricanes. That's it.
Well, Weather Channel
Tropical storms, I guess. But come on.
They haven't had anything better to do, so, you know, why not?
I guess.
Yeah. Well, unlike last time, I think we're really going to get it this time, so...
I think storms are better or more fun, at least the names, if they choose something really innocuous like Joe or something, but they never do.
The best one, though, was, well, I don't want to say the best one because that sounds horrible because it was Hurricane Katrina, but
well,
it was
amusing name. We'll go with
yes.
that.
Well, because it's my sister-in-law's name, so.
Yeah, it's always amusing if you know somebody who has that specific name so that you can tease them about it.
Yes, all those.
Look what you did!
Those who were affected by it, you know, it's terrible,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it was funny for me because of the name, not because of the hurricane.
Yeah.
So. That sounded awful when I said that. You know, the funniest one was Hurricane Katrina. No, not
I
really.
laughed so hard at all that destruction. Oh, wait. No, yeah.
Just kidding. It's a joke. No, all right. So, well,
I think that's what you're saying.
yes, I know they do. I hope so anyway. But, well, we'll go ahead and get started like we always do. Find out what everybody's been playing, what everybody's been doing. I'll go first. I don't usually go first, but I'll go first this time. This weekend, I really hadn't had a whole lot of time to play much of anything. I've just been doing my live streams of my Shenmue playthrough. I am on disc 3, which is the last disc of the first one.
Nice.
So, I should have it done. I should finish it up this weekend and start on part 2 is the plan. And then I got a chance to sit down Friday and play The Wolf Among Us, episode 2, which was good. I was kind of a little disappointed with it, though, to be honest with you. I thought it was kind of bland. I mean, the story was good, but there wasn't like much action. You know what I mean? There wasn't much.
It's more just story beats than action.
Yeah, really. I mean, there's a lot of story, which I mean, it's okay. I'm all right with that.
Maybe they're setting stuff up. You know, I mean, it's just a second. Like, are they doing about 5 episodes again, like they normally kind of did, like with Walking Dead?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I think it complemented the first episode.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but.
No, well, you did.
Maybe
the first episode, you did so much in it, and it was like, "Ooh, this is what it's going." And then this episode, you're just kind of like sitting there watching things and hitting A.
It sounds like what it is more like they're doing an overall story arc that would be kind of like a movie. Mm-hmm. So if you looked at it as a whole thing, the first part you got your slam bang intro, get everybody hooked and in it, and then the second part is a little bit slows down. Set some stuff up, and then you ramp back up again, as opposed to kind of like Walking Dead season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Did into that a little bit, but not as much as maybe it seems like your reaction to this one.
Right. I think so.
I do have to say my wife saw a commercial for like the Walking Dead game on TV, and she's like, "Oh, that's the game you talked about. We should play that." I was like, "Nice." So she was interested, and I thought she might like it. It'd be cool to get on the Ouya and play that way.
Yeah, it'd be cool. But that's all I've been playing. That's all I've been doing. Just that. Nathaniel, you want to go next? Talk about your Minecraft stuff? I want to see you.
Ooh, Minecraft. Minecraft. Well, let's mention Civ 4 first. Like, they have the Humble Bundle. That's what I'm talking about. The Humble Bundle thing with, like, they call it the Sid Meier one, but it's pretty much Civilization.
Right.
That's most of what's in there. There's a couple other things. They just added pirates to it.
Yeah, I saw that.
But so I was like, okay, I'm gonna play some Civ 4. So I played a little bit of it. I haven't even finished one match or game or whatever you call it yet, because Civ takes forever. But luckily, you can save.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a lot like, it's kind of like, if you ever played Civilization Revolution, Civ 4 is a lot like that one.
Yeah,
just
it is.
More complicated.
I played Civ 2.
I mean, they did come the other way around. Like,
15
Civ
years
4
ago.
was first, and then Civ Rev came out on consoles after that.
Right.
And then Civ 5 after that one. But they're very similar in sort of what you can do. There's more upgrade stuff in Civ 4, and there's more of everything, but you are doing the same type of things. So, you found your cities, you tell them what to build, you build explorers or settlers or, military units, and you're conquesting the map, or you're trying to research all the most stuff and get to space first, or you're trying to build the most wonders so that you can have the most culture to win first, or highest score. I think there's like 7 ways to win. Yeah,
there's a lot.
And you have like bunches of different difficulty levels, and you can play it online. I haven't done that though.
Yeah.
I started the tutorial basically because I was like, well, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I wanted to see, have it spell it out for me, just because it's been a while since I've played Civ, and then I just kept going with that afterwards just to get my feet on the ground, and then I'll go attack some more of the regular difficult or more difficult type stuff.
Yeah. I've played it. It's been a long time since I played it, but I've played it a while ago.
Yeah, it's all about like gathering resources and stuff and converting that into whatever your style you're trying to do, whether you just want to go conquest and destroy everybody, or you want to be the most cultured civilization, or you want to research science or whatever. It's all about getting enough resources to do those things.
Yeah. I always enjoyed the Civilization games, but what's bad is I'll sit down and play them for 4, 5, 6 hours at a time and not even realize how much time
goes away.
How much time
quickly.
you put into them.
Mm-hmm.
You just start doing it's turn-based. So you're just like, oh, let's do a few more turns, and then suddenly, hey, look, it's 2 days from when I started. What?
It's 7 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. What?
It's like, you're looking like, wait a minute, I started playing at 7 and it is now 5. Did I rewind time? What's going on?
7 o'clock. Wait, it's 7 now. Oh, wait a minute. It's been 12 hours.
The one thing about the way I play Civ, and I was like this in Civ Revolution 2 on console, is like, I don't like to do trading or negotiation, so anytime it pops up, it's like, shut up, Gandhi, I don't want to talk to you. Or, whichever random figurehead that's there. Like, Gandhi's in my current game, is the one AI player that's in there.
That's funny.
It's like, no, I don't want to trade with you. Shut up.
Nope.
Shut up, Gandhi.
Okay.
I'm giving you nothing.
Shut up, Napoleon.
So I feel a little bit of that.
Like it.
Yeah, and then of course I played Minecraft with my a little bit of time this week that I've gotten to play. I've been pretty busy with work this past week, but they have a new mod pack came out that it came out for everybody this past week. Like, I think it was Monday or something. For that, you can get it with early access. They did a thing where like it came out early access. You donate to Child's Play and you can get it.
That's nice.
A little bit early, and they raised like $22,500.
Wow, that's good.
So yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was kind of cool. But what this is it's called the Attack of the B Team mod pack, and it's from the Technic pack people, and they've done stuff in the past like Tekkit and Hexit, a few other ones, and they have like their own launcher. You can launch all of their ones out of it. And this one was like, what they all do is it's like exactly what it sounds. They go find a bunch of mods and you put them together in a pack. So instead of getting a bunch of stuff on your own individually, it's like,
they all kind of pack it together, make it easy for you to use.
Yeah, we'll put a ton of stuff together. So like with Tekkit or with one called Feed the Beast, it was a lot of like machine-based mods where they have all these different things that you can make crazy machines and gizmos and stuff. Have kind of a theme to it. This one is more a theme of just crazy goofiness. There's all sorts of everything in it. And what it is kind of the people behind kind of put it together. There's the Technic people, but who put it, kind of went to them and say, hey, let's build a mod pack. It's two of the biggest kind of Minecraft YouTubers that I watch.
Yeah.
Are BOO and Generic B, and they both play on in the Mindcrack server, which is a group of, I don't know, probably about 15 guys now.
Wow.
That play Minecraft, and they have their own sort of vanilla server they all play on. That's where they all kind of started, but they all do a bunch of other stuff now. These two guys are known as the B team on that server, and they get together and do hijinks, and usually it involves stealing or doing some prank on all the other guys on that server. So that's where B team comes from, and they kind of went to the Technic guys and said, hey, we want to do a mod pack that's kind of crazy, and this is sort of the result. There's so much
really
goofy
cool
stuff in here. I've been playing a little bit and then watched a bunch of videos on it. You can... I'll go over some of the main ones in it. There's the first thing you'll probably notice when you start playing is the morph mod, which anything you kill, you can now shapeshift into.
Oh, wow.
And
cool.
If some of them have like special like abilities or properties or something, you get those. So if you kill a bat, you can fly.
Nice.
You're an actual little bat floating around. And there's some other... And it's not like that and some of the other mods in here add other... monsters and other mobs into the game, so you can be, like an imp or, all sorts of other stuff, like a flying wasp, like so many things. So, you can be a cow. If you kill a cow, you can shapeshift into a cow. There's a weird bug where friendly mobs right now, you can't go back into them once you've switched away from it, but they're fixing it. So, you can be a creeper, you can be any of the classic kind of Minecraft mobs anyway. Once you've killed one, it's kind of like Pokemon, you gotta collect them all.
Yeah.
And speaking of Pokemon, there's a thing, Safari Nets, I think is what they call it, part of one of the mods in here.
It's like Pokemon.
You literally can you toss a little ball thing that captures stuff.
Nice.
I haven't tried it yet. I've just seen a little bit of it in a video. But let's see what else is in there. There is... I'm looking at a list here real quick, trying to say which ones I want to talk about. Carpenter's Blocks is that's going to be one of my favorites. That has like these special blocks that when you put it down looks a little bit like wooden scaffolding. Mm-hmm. But if you use them to make things, you can make all the classic Minecraft blocks like stairs and slabs and stuff. But what it lets you do is take other materials and you right click on it and it puts that texture on it. And then you can also combine it. So, like, let's say you have stairs. You can make wooden stairs, and then you can put wool on top of those stairs, and you can put stone on the sides of the stairs. So you can, like, completely customize how that looks.
Cool. That sounds cool.
And they have a thing called collapsible blocks, which you put it down. You have, like, a hammer, and you can, like kind of pound down on the corners and stuff, so you can make it so it's not flat. And they have like a ramp kind of angled block, so you can do all sorts of crazy building fun stuff with that. And another one is I can't remember if it's actually called the chisel mod, but there's a chisel, yeah. They're within Carpenter's Blocks. There's also a chisel, and it allows you to change the texture. So you like take the chisel on a normal cobblestone block, and you suddenly have like about 8 to 10 new different textures of stone that you could use. So you can even make like dirt bricks and all sorts of stuff. It's crazy how much building you can do, which is, my favorite thing in Minecraft. So I'm going to be diving into those. There's all sorts of like food mods in here. There's a hats mod that has like dozens and dozens of just goofy hats you can wear. I have a wizard hat that I found in there that I'm actually wearing.
There you go. See, well, that makes sense.
I was wearing for a while. I had a rabbit in a top hat on for a while. That was kind of magical, too, that I wore.
That's funny. That's cool.
And that combined with the morph one is hilarious, because you can be like, hey, I'm a horse with a top hat on my back, because the horse doesn't actually have it on his head. Or I'm a creeper with a top hat. That one's my favorite. That looked pretty funny when I did that the other day. But the funny thing is, when you're shapeshifted, people can't see your name like normal in Minecraft. So until there's part of this mod is like when you're pointing at something, it'll tell you what it is, so you can easily identify stuff, because there's so many different like plant life that's added in there. So you look at that weird looking tree and it's like, oh, that's what that is. So that you can look. It also has a built-in kind of block encyclopedia, I guess you call it, so you can look up stuff and say, oh, I want to make that thing. How do I make that? What do I need to find? That sort of stuff. is built in there. You still have to figure out some things. There's a mod called Tinker's Construct, which I've used before in another mod pack. It's pretty fun. You can smelt different metals together and use it to make crazy tools like a hammer or a tree axe that have different properties. And then you can use other materials to slap on the top of it to give it other random special properties, and you can make some crazy stuff.
That's cool. Sounds like there's a ton of stuff.
Yeah, there's I think they said over 100 mobs in here, or mods in this pack. There's the Saints pack, which includes a dubstep gun. Wow. There's a Dragon pack, Galacticraft, which I think you could build a spaceship. You can do one that you get evil minions that will do your bidding. You can have them dig a mine for you, chop trees, whatever. There's a witchery mod where you get all sorts of different ingredients and things, and you make like voodoo dolls for other players if you're playing on like multiplayer and like do stuff to them. There's a dragon mod where you can get dragon mount to fly, and you have to hatch them from eggs. There's like some dinosaur or something or other mod. There's like so much stuff in here.
Jeez, that's crazy.
That's the thing with mod packs. They're fun, but there's so much stuff you'll never get to it all.
Right.
Even if you played Minecraft all the time. So yeah, one of my friends has actually rented a server for a month, and I guess if a bunch of us keep playing, he might keep going for it. But we're just like using it to screw around with this thing.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, that's a ton of stuff. Now, I
haven't even gotten to everything either. There's so much stuff. There's like secret rooms one that has all these like secret blocks you can make that are like, here's a chest, but you make it look like a dirt block or whatever.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff like that. Like so much things.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's really a lot. That's nice, though. It's cool, though. I mean, and that's what's cool about Minecraft is the mods and everything like that really keeps it.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's the simple ones I use all the time. Like, there's a mini-map one that I use where this pack has a different mini-map than what I use normally. But when I'm just playing, I'll have a mini-map so I can map out cool stuff, put waypoints like, hey, here's a cool thing. I want to remember where it's at. So I have that. And then there's the one that most people like just almost think that as part of Minecraft is Optifine, which is the one that kind of like helps Minecraft run better or max it out, both depending on your rig. So if you have like a laptop you want to run it on, you use Optifine to kind of disable some things and tweak it a lot more than just the plain Minecraft video settings. It just basically unlocks tons of video settings for you to mess with. So you can either crank it up further than it goes. You can overclock Minecraft, or you can like crank it down so it'll run on something a little bit lower.
So it could run on maybe a machine that's maybe like 3 or 4 years old.
Right.
Well, I mean, Minecraft is pretty decent if you have the render distance. Basically, is the one big thing. Like how far out it will render chunks is the one thing that kind of bogs it down a lot. So you can crank that down, and you can get it to run on some things. But Optifine lets you tweak that just a little bit more, so that's one that most people use often.
Makes sense.
By itself. But this is, a whole different deal. It's like mod pack. It's like a separate folder that it launches out of. It uses its own Minecraft, like jar file, like settings file. It's all in a separate folder from your normal Minecraft, and it uses its own launcher and all that.
Nice.
But yeah, that's like, Minecraft is fun. You go off and play some modded Minecraft for quite a while, and then you go back to the vanilla, and it's like, I just like vanilla, the simplicity of it, because after you played Minecraft for a while and got a hang of it, a large majority, at least, of all the stuff you can do in vanilla Minecraft. And you're like, I like knowing everything that I can do and being able to go out and say, I'm just going to do this. Whereas with the mod pack, there's so much stuff sometimes. It's just like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, there's just so much. There's just so much of that game that you can do. It's insane.
Yeah, even just regular Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
You can do.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So yeah, it's pretty funny. Like some of the videos of the Minecraft people I'm watching that are playing this mod pack they're all playing on a server together. So it's pretty funny. Some of the stuff. There's this one guy. They're all kind of diving into different parts of the mod pack. So there's one guy on there who's like diving into the witchery stuff. So he has stole all the DNA of everyone else on the server, and he's got his little cave that he went off into to
hide out.
mix all that stuff, and he'll like start typing in the chat during other people's, when they're recording stuff, he'll come up and be like, whoa, and they'll start losing health, and they discovered his cave the other day, so he's got to move somewhere else. Then there's a couple of guys who do the building stuff, and then there's another guy who's kind of role-playing as a mad scientist, so he's changed his skin to a mad scientist. He made a machine that literally takes villagers, like he used a couple of villagers to seed a villager spawner kind of thing, basically, and they go down a track and fall into a smelter and turn into emeralds.
Nice.
Wow. That's crazy.
Because one of them, like the smeltery thing, you can put in normal metals and stuff into it. But there's a few weird ones in there that you can do. So you put in emeralds and it'll give you emerald stuff, but it'll also, if you put villagers, it will give you emeralds, because why not?
Where have all the villagers gone?
Well, villagers, like half of the villagers, their trades are with or for emeralds. So it's like, here, give us emeralds for this stuff, or give us this stuff and we'll give you emeralds. So that's probably why they do that.
Or we'll just make you emeralds. What? Oh,
yeah. There's a few other things. I think there's something weird and special you get if you melt down a creeper in there, but that's got to be really difficult to get them in that bad.
Yeah. That's funny, though.
So it's just like so much crazy stuff in here.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. That's wild, though. Eric, what have you been playing?
Well, I played some more Fallout 2. For those familiar with the game, I'm at like the new Reno area, and I was reading a guide that you could become a made man for all 4 families. It's not going so well. I just keep killing people. Getting a little frustrated because that game is so slow. I forget like the turn-based combat how slow it is, but you know what? Turn-based games, I don't know. I should be okay, but because I'm used to playing like XCOM. But I guess maybe with Fallout, it's just slower.
It is. It's a slower pace. Well, when those older games were, they were just a little slower pace. I mean,
like you have all the time in the world.
That's just the way they were. I mean, it's now it's XCOM still uses the same turn-based premise. It's just faster.
I think it's just faster paced.
Yeah, it is. It's just faster paced.
Yeah, but so Fallout 2, it's good. I'll probably finish it in the next couple weeks. It frustrates me, but I do have a good time with it. But yeah, I also played Wolf Among Us Episode 2. I had a good time with that. Kind of share your sentiment that you were talking about. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe not as good as the first one, but that's how it always is. I think the middle episodes are always a little bit Didn't have any crazy twists or anything. But,
no, it really didn't. It didn't have.
No twist like, it's not the wolf, it's the fox among us.
It's the bear among us.
Nobody saw that one coming.
Yeah, so other than that, I've been playing XCOM Enemy Within. I'm really liking it. Like I was telling the guys earlier before the show started, I had to start over. I was like 10 hours in. I started over because I was remembering when I played the original XCOM Enemy Unknown, I was like, tried a strategy and it worked. So this time I was like, oh yeah, I got to remember what to do. But I'm liking it. The added weapons are cool, and there's a new class you can create, and you can get like a mechanized trooper pretty much, and it's a little bit more. I would say difficulty-wise, it's probably a little bit tougher, but still fun. Highly recommend it if you like turn-based games.
Cool. I still haven't played. I played a little bit, a couple hours of the first one, whatever it was called. What was it? XCOM Enemy. Enemy Unknown. Yeah. See, it confused me when they do that because I keep saying, Within. Yeah, that's the one I played. No, wait, that's the new one. The old one was Unknown. Okay.
They should just keep releasing them in Enemy some extra adjective.
Enemy extra.
Yeah.
Enemy Without.
Enemy Unknown again. What?
Enemy totally known this time.
But I did play some of the Elder Scrolls Online beta this weekend. Okay, so for some reason Friday, I tried to download it Friday morning. I had to download this huge patch. It wouldn't download, so I finally got it to download Saturday morning. I get on, and of course, they did a full character wipe, so you had to start all over again, which is no big deal. I didn't play the last beta that long because I knew they were going to do that. So I get in it, do the opening thing again, and there's a part where you go in and you got to activate this machine, and you go up and it transports you to the world, so then you can just go and do whatever you want. Well, I go to that place, hit the machine, and I just sit there until the game errors out, and then
blows up.
I log back in, my guy falls down from the sky, dies, and I do it again. So I do it again, and I'm sitting there, and he goes up, and nothing ever happens. And it aired out, and I log back in, and my guy falls from the sky and dies, and wanted me to do it again. And I'm just like, fine, I'm done with your beta. It's like, yeah, they were wanting to do their big stress test for their servers and everything like that. And I mean, it didn't seem like it was a server error. I don't reckon. I don't know. It just got to the point where I did it like 2 or 3 times, and I'm like, fine, I'm done.
You're like, screw it, I'm done.
Yep. And I never played it the rest of the weekend.
Did you look on the internet where people were having other issues too? I remember when Second Life had like a beta, and I played some of that, and I remember that ran okay, but I imagine flipping like Elder Scrolls so popular, maybe they didn't anticipate the server load and things like that.
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't even look at it. At that point, I was just done. It was like, it's not worth my time. Forget it. I played it.
The rage was strong with John.
Yeah. Well, it's the first thing you do when you get up out of bed on a Saturday morning. You're like, let me just try it out real quick. Okay, it's not going to be
what
fun.
do we have in beta this weekend? Let me try it out.
I'm going back to bed. But no, I mean, it's pretty cool. I can't wait till it comes out. I still haven't decided if I'm going to get it. I'm probably going to get it on PC. I might get it. I don't know. I can't decide. I still haven't. I don't know. I might. Maybe. I don't have time for another MMO. That's the thing.
Are they doing that on other platforms too? I haven't paid attention.
Xbox One and PS4, it'll be out, but it won't come out till June or July, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't. The controls.
Is it going to be subscription based still too?
Of course. Yep, $15 a month.
Makes you wonder how. It'll be interesting to see how well it does, because consoles haven't had MMOs that much, really, other than a couple. So see if it does well. Elder Scrolls has a chance on console, if anything else. That's just because Skyrim did so well on console. So it'll get some attention, and we'll see if people would stick with it, because that's the thing with the MMO.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, well, do I go ahead and pay my $60 and pay for a couple months of play and then quit playing and then wait for it to go free to play, or should I just wait for it to go free to play? Because it'll eventually go free to play.
Who knows? Maybe by the time it comes out, it'll have gone free to play, and they'll just start that way.
That'd be nice, but
because I don't know, especially like PS4, you've got the other ones that are all the free to play stuff that you're gonna have on there, and. You get that one, and it's like, well, I don't want to do an MMO, but I'll do a different one because it's free. You know?
Yeah, and that's just it. I mean, it's like, do I really want to pay another $15 a month for another MMO that I may only get to play 1 or 2 nights a week, if that? I mean,
it's like you definitely got to look at it that way. It's like, how much am I actually going to get to play? If I would like to play it, but if I don't have the time to do it, it's not worth paying for it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm still undecided. So I'll probably.
That's why the free ones are good. If you don't get to play it as much, it don't matter.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I like the free ones. The only one that we still pay for is Warcraft. But shoot, I haven't even played Warcraft in probably 6 months. It's like there's $60, $80 just thrown away that I haven't done anything with. But whatever.
I haven't played Warcraft since it was actually Warcraft.
I still play old
Warcraft 3 and not this World of Warcraft mumbo jumbo.
What is this crazy World of Warcraft thing that you guys talk about?
That's not no strategy or game.
I still play Warcraft 3 sometimes. I got it right here on my computer, actually. And I still like playing it.
I wonder, I've been curious, like, now that World of Warcraft has been so huge, and that's what most people think of when you say Warcraft, if they would put out an actual, like, strategy Warcraft game again, what people would think of it.
I don't know. That's what I've always wondered, because, surely they want to do a Warcraft 4, I would think. But
and also, it's just because would anyone even really go for it anymore?
Right.
Yeah, because with the way like World of Warcraft's been so popular.
Well, part of that, and then part that that type of game player is on MOBAs now.
Right.
A lot. Not all of them, but that's kind of scratching. It's not the same itch, but a similar type of itch.
All right. No, it's interesting. It'd be kind of interesting to see.
A tangent area, if you will, maybe. There you go.
Be interesting to see what happens, if they ever would. Which I'm sure someday down the road they will, but who knows?
Who knows? Blizzard ain't got to do nothing.
They just let that sweet, sweet cash pour in.
Hey, why not? I don't blame
I'm sure they're working on stuff, but they don't, they can take their sweet time about it for sure.
Pretty much, yep. All right, let's get in the news. There's some big stories came out this week. Really, top of the list, I guess, would be the PlayStation Vita Slim was finally announced for U.S. release. It's going to come out this spring. It's $199. It'll be bundled with Borderlands 2,
Borderlands 2,
which is pretty cool. And actually, Amazon has pre-orders up today for it.
Nice.
I think it's really smart.
I do too.
One, it's like, ooh, it's slim, so like people who are like, ooh, something new,
Right.
even if they haven't had it before, it's like, ooh, it's a new model. I don't know what it is, but I don't care.
Well, it's
But mostly bundling it with Borderlands 2 is smart because that style, like the way that game works, it's very good for handheld because you can play it in little bits and if you want to, or you can play it a lot in a row if you want to.
now
Works both ways.
what I find funny is it's bundled with Borderlands 2. And according to Amazon, it's going to come with an 8 gig memory card, Borderlands 2, and then a voucher. It doesn't say if the game is on a voucher or if it's a disc-based game. And then it says there is a voucher in there for 6 pieces of downloadable content for the game. So I'm thinking, holy fright, your whole 8 gig memory card, if it's the game and the download, is probably not going to be enough for everything.
And so, but who's doing that development for that game? Somebody's like translating it, right? Or I shouldn't say transcribing it.
Porting it?
You know, I don't remember
Converting it?
Porting it over. I don't remember who it was. I remember reading about it. Let me see here real quick. I can probably find it. Borderlands 2 Vita, because I don't remember who it was, but it is somebody. Somebody was let's see, here we go. PlayStation Vita. Borderlands 2. Gearbox Software. Iron Galaxy Studios.
Do we know anything about them, or is it sort of...
I have no idea. I don't know anything about them. They're a Chicago-based developer studio founded by industry veterans who work closely. It looks like it's an offshoot of Gearbox, is what it looks like. But yeah, it's just very, very, very cool though that Borderlands is actually coming out, and it's going to have 6 DLC packs: Captain Scarlet and her pirate's booty, Mr. Let's see.
I mean, that's a good...
Probably all the major episodes, I would assume.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like it's all the major episodes.
And not all of the, costume packs and, buttloads of other stuff they put out.
But the good news is, I mean, that if you're getting all that DLC and stuff, you're getting a $50 game pretty much.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, think about
that game is full to start with, let alone adding all the DLC on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so good way to look at it is think of that as a $50 game, so maybe the Vita's only, that's a good bundle.
Yeah.
As long as you have a memory card and you're ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's 15% lighter than the original Vita. It's 20% slimmer. It has a gigabyte of memory built in to it. The only drawback...
the whole game saves, I guess.
Yeah, the whole game saves is about it. The only drawback is they take the OLED out and put an LCD in.
So to make it cheaper.
Cheaper, thinner,
What's
lighter.
the big difference for someone who's not up on that cool
well, probably if you've never seen...
Nathaniel? What's up?
If you've never seen the OLED screen on the Vita and you get an LCD version, you probably won't notice a difference. But I would say if you put them side by side, the videos that I've seen, the color looks a little different. It's not as bright, it's not as crisp, as it is on the OLED. But I mean, the LCD it probably still looks good, but. And I think me and Nathaniel talked about it one time. Maybe it's the first episode we talked about that's probably not a big difference for those that's never messed with it.
So for streaming for your PS4, it's going to work the same. It's going to be lighter, better battery life. You're getting Borderlands 2. I say in about maybe a month, I'm going to see. I bet I see a lot of Vitas in the next couple of months being dumped to Craigslist cheap ass gamers and people. Clear.
Could be. I don't know. I mean, if it was me, I would keep the one with the OLED. That's just me.
It depends on the people who have Vitas, if they're like the people with DS or 3DS that's like, ooh, a new color, a new model, I must have it.
Ooh, the 3DS.
That's how Nintendo's sold so many, because there's a bunch of the people out there that just wants the new model.
I mean, to me, the Vita, the Vita that's out now is slim and light enough that I don't care. I mean... I have mine in one of those grip things anyway, so I can actually hold it, because I can't hardly hold the Vita as it is, and hit all the buttons that I need to hit. So slimmer does nothing for me.
Mash Vita now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just I have big hands, so it's just easier for me to get one of those grip cases to put it in. That way I can have something to hold on to and still be able to do the touch screen on the back and the trigger buttons and everything like that. But I mean, if it was me, I would keep my old one. I see no reason to update it. Maybe if they come out with a third gen somewhere down the road that does something like maybe connect to my TV or something like that, then yeah, I would upgrade it. But for now, nah, I'm fine with it. With what I got, I'm good.
See, that might make more sense than the Vita TV to me.
Mm-hmm.
Put out a little dongle thingy that you can plug into your TV and your Vita connects to it. That'd be a cool little accessory.
Oh yeah, or even just an adapter that I can plug in the bottom of it and hook an HDMI cable.
Well, there's that. Well, the Vita TV. I mean, what is that? What about the Vita TV in Japan? What was it? That's what it's called, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's different because it's an actual Vita. Yeah. I'm saying if you already had a Vita and you didn't want to go for PS4 or something extreme,
like the PSP had with the
right. Mm-hmm.
A cheap stream to your TV option. If you've already got a Vita, they should do that.
There we go.
Yeah, they should. That makes more sense to me than the Vita TV, but who knows? Apparently, the Vita TV is not coming out here anyway, so
Really? I had heard.
I don't know. I would have thought if it was coming out, they would announce it then, but who knows? Maybe E3 they'll say something or.
It's one of those things that it doesn't make sense to an American market, to me anyway.
Right. I mean, I don't.
Or for any market, really, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, if like we said before, if you have a Vita and you have a PS4 or you have one or the other, you have to have PlayStation Plus to be able to make, pay that money.
Right.
Get those.
Well, it's like with the Vita being on a TV, like if you have a Vita and want to hook it up to the TV occasionally or something, that makes sense to me. But just playing games that are designed for handheld on a TV without having the handheld itself, I don't know, it just never seemed like the thing that most people would really want. Because if you want to play games on your TV, you'd probably rather get a console or something else.
Right. I guess the only thing I could see for is, because since it streams PS4, if you want to put it in another room instead of pulling the PS4 in another room or something
I guess,
like that. But I mean, is that really worth $100? Not really, but whatever.
Yeah.
Also came out this week that there's the Montreal studio, Warner Brothers Montreal, is not actually going to address any of the bugs that's in Batman Arkham Origins, that they're too busy working on DLC for the game right
next
now.
Batman game?
No, they're just too busy working on the DLC right now to mess with the to fix the problems with it.
And they know the DLC will cause its own issues.
Yeah, well, I've played it on PlayStation 3 for I'm probably 15, 20 hours into it, and I've never seen any of these bugs that everybody's talking about. But apparently there's some bugs in there, and it may be more PC users than PlayStation users, console users. But, that people are talking about corrupt save files on the 360. What else was it? It was something else that was on just weird.
Batman suddenly turns into a pink fluffy bunny.
Yeah, just weird things. Just
that would be hilarious.
Weird game-breaking things. But like I said, I played it for at least 12 or 15, 20 hours, and I've never seen anything or had any problems with it. So, but that's just me. Who knows if there are these weird glitches anyway? Maybe some people see them and some people don't. I don't know, but. I would think they'd at least try to fix some of them before they start bringing out DLC for it, but whatever. I mean,
well, yeah, who knows? I mean, maybe they want to milk the.
Maybe. It's just I thought it was just kind of funny. It was just very blunt. They were just very blunt about it.
Well, it could be one of those things where they'd like to fix it, but the parent company doesn't want them to. They want something that will make them money. Or it could just be one of those things where the internet has a bunch of loud people and the problem isn't quite as big as they would like you to think.
And that could be. You could very well be right about that.
Or they could just look at it and be like, well, we could fix it and spend all this man-hour on it, but really, if we don't, we're going to be fine.
Metal Gear 5 is coming out very soon. It's coming out here, I think, next month? Not 5, Ground Zeroes, March 18th. And some news came out this week, well, actually it was last week, that the length of the game is very, very short. Like, you could beat the entire thing in 2 hours short. It's not a full game, and nobody ever said it was going to be a full game anyway. It's just a prequel that runs for the Metal Gear 5 Phantom Pain or whatever it's called.
Yeah, to kind of set up stuff for the full game, basically.
Right, pretty much. Yeah. And, so everybody, all these hardcore Metal Gear fans are throwing a fit. And my thing is look, the game is $30 if you download it, $40 if you buy it retail. That's Xbox One and PS4. You can get it on PS3 and 360 for $30 for the retail version or $20 for the digital download. How long do you expect it to be?
No, my thing is that's way too expensive. This reminds me of the prequel to Dead Rising 2, and that was like $5. Mm-hmm. This should be $5.
Yeah.
But they're putting up the price a lot higher because it's Metal Gear. We can get away with it. That's how I look at it.
Well,
I don't think it's really anyone's complaining about the length. It's more like the length plus the price.
Right.
And so, I forget which designer, Kojima designer, is talking about it. I was like, hey, it's short, and so are these other things. They're short, and they're really good. But, yeah, if you look at it, those two other the things he mentions are cheaper.
Mm-hmm. Well, it kind of reminds me of Gran Turismo 5 Prologue when it came out. It had 3 tracks and 20 cars, and it was $40. And all it was just a little thing to wet everybody's whistle till Gran Turismo 5 came out.
That one's a little different too. Yes, it's limited, and it's still probably too expensive, but it's a racing game, so even though you have a few tracks, you're still going to be racing those a bunch of times.
Right. Well,
even in a full game, you'll race the same track several times.
And that's true. And they're saying that there's a lot of side quests in this thing and extra modes and things like that too. But I don't know how long is it
if you do everything?
Right. Yeah. And that's nobody's said how long it does to do everything. They just said it's 2 hours to do the main campaign, and that's it.
This is just the sad evolution of the industry. Is we don't want to do demos anymore.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much. I was trying to see here if they were talking. There's the tutorial. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything about length of.
I'm sure we'll learn more here in another month or something when it's coming out, and reviews will talk about it a little bit more in depth.
I'll pick up the digital version. I mean, for $30 for the PlayStation 4, I'll pick it up.
I won't, even if I had a PS4.
Yeah, I always do. I like them. I don't. It doesn't bother me.
If it was $5 or $10, I would jump on it because that makes sense. But that's way too expensive in my opinion.
I mean, for me, it's like I don't know. I like the first Metal Gear game I played was number 4, so I don't know if I would like this, but who knows? I guess I would consider it.
I'm sure I would probably like it, but I'm just not caring for something that's that short. As if I'm going to spend that much, I'd rather get something else that is more content for my money if I'm going to be spending $30 or $40 on something.
That's true. Very true.
Because there's going to be other stuff, and you wait for the full game of Metal Gear, or you wait till this thing goes on sale.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will.
You've got choices, so it'll be all right.
You can wait till PlayStation Plus has it for free.
Probably. That is probably very, very true.
And hey, that's actually probably fairly likely that they would put something like that on for free before some other stuff.
Mm-hmm. You're probably right.
They'll be like, "Oh, look, it's a PS4 title." So who knows?
We'll see. I mean, who knows? And then, it may come out that, the main story's 2 hours long, but maybe with the side quests and the, whatever else is on there that they're talking about, maybe it'll be another 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see. It's still a good month away, so.
I don't want it unless it comes with snake racing, where you have kart racing. Yeah, that's it.
Brilliant.
Although, with all the goofy characters from all the Metal Gear games, they could totally make a kart racer.
Oh yeah, they could.
Mortal Kombat's done it. Why not Metal Gear?
Yeah, that was from what I played of it. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty cool. Big surprise, Titanfall requires Origin to play on the PC. Is anybody shocked by this? I mean,
let's see. Wait, when Battlefield 3 or whatever it was, and they said all EA games now will only be on Origin, did you miss that, people?
I guess. And
since then, every EA title has been only on Origin on PC. Seriously.
The only game that I can think of that's come out in the past few years that was an EA game that did not require Origin was Knights of the Old Republic. I mean, you didn't have to have Origin to run it through it. I didn't. I had it, and I didn't run it through Origin. But
yeah, I don't know. That one's a little different because it started before that when they were making it, maybe. So, I don't know. Plus, it's an MMO, so maybe that played into it. Who knows? But yeah, it's like every just sort of major release, it's like, okay, it's been on Origin.
Right.
Duh.
I mean, I don't know why everybody was just so shocked and appalled by it, but, they were, so.
Who cares?
Knows? Yeah, who cares? I mean, I'm not a big Origin fan, but who cares? I mean.
Well, Origin's fine. I just don't buy anything on there. It's fine as a launcher or whatever. Right. It does that just fine now. I don't know if, had any issues when it first started, sure, fine. But they've gotten well past that, and it works just how it's supposed to now.
Yeah, I mean,
as far as the store goes, I never look at it. I just, it can't compete with Steam, so I just don't look at it.
Take my money, that's what you yell. No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
The only time I would ever buy anything on there is just maybe if it showed up somewhere for Black Friday or something. They had a sale, and some other site told me about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't see.
All right. I never would know. I mean, I don't pay. I don't buy through them. I mean, I just use it to what few games I play through it. So big whoop. I don't care. Battlefield 4 Second Assault DLC release dates leaked. Nobody knows if they're accurate or not.
Next week.
Yep.
Yeah. If it doesn't come out next week, then that's crazy. How much
is going to be? 10?
Probably 15.
It's 15. Their packs are going to be 15 unless you have it as premium stuff, whatever that works out to. But
premium edition.
Right. Yeah. Unless you buy.
Well, I've bought premium way back when, so I get it as part of that. So I'm just not sure how, if you divide all the packs up across the thing that they're going to release, how much it would be per pack if you use premium. I don't know. That's what I was getting at, because it's kind of like their season pass basically again.
Yeah.
Season pass with extra goofy stuff.
So, we'll see if
it's just crazy. It's taken this long for it to come out because it's been done. Unless they've had to tweak it a bunch for the other platforms, it's been done ever since the Xbox One came out.
Well, you think maybe they've just been waiting until they get a lot of these issues with the servers and everything straightened out before they release it?
Has nothing to do with that, I think. It's everything to do with Microsoft.
I don't know.
Because they did have an exclusivity deal of some type, and they still haven't said what that actually meant yet.
That's true. I forgot about that.
That never bothers me if they have an exclusivity deal. So what? What's bothered me and a bunch of other people is they never told us what that was. It's like, okay, with Call of Duty or something, it's like, you get this map for a month before, that type of thing. That's fine. You know when to expect it. But it's like, okay, I've paid for premium, so I get this content at some point, and it exists elsewhere, but I can't play it because I'm on PC. When am I going to see it? I don't, it might be slightly annoying if I have to wait a long time, but at least I would know when it is. That's what we want. It's a communication issue. It's like, okay, when do we get to play this? So now hopefully we get to, they've put on Battlelog or whatever recently, all of the premium dog tags for Second Assault showed up. So if it's not coming out next week, then something weird happened.
We'll see. I mean, that's what the rumor is.
The rumor's been going for about a week now or so, and I've been aware of it. It showed up, and people have been talking about it, and he hasn't really said much about it. They haven't refuted it, but then with something official like that showing up on Battlelog, it's like, okay, it's coming.
Yeah, it has to be. Far Cry Classic was released today on PSN and Xbox 360 for $9.99.
So that's just the original.
Yeah, it's Far Cry 1 is what it
is. Is it a remade?
Like an HD? Yeah, I think that's what.
Yeah, it's got enhanced graphics. The cutscenes and enhanced graphics, cutscenes, and redesigned user interface. It looks like so.
It's kind of funny talking about enhanced graphics for that game because when it came out, I was like, "Ooh, graphics!"
That's weird.
It was not as much
really
with 2 or 3. Like, they look good and stuff, but by that point, it was more like Crysis was the Crytek thing. It's like, ooh, look at the pretty graphics and technically what we're able to do, where it's like the first Far Cry, that's kind of like what it was. Like, look at all this pretty water and trees and all this stuff that we can get away with. So it'll be interesting to see how much better they make that look.
Yeah, I haven't seen any clips or anything of it yet. Or trailers or anything. I'm sure there'll be some people live streaming it, so I'll check it out, see how much.
I bet it looks pretty similar to Far Cry 3 because Far Cry 3 looks a lot like the first one as far as just setting with all the types of environments and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure so. In surprising news, or maybe not so surprising news, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag shipments reached 10 million, but it's still 2 million under what Assassin's Creed 3 sold. Shock?
To this point.
Point, yep.
Not surprising to me.
No, me neither.
And not that it really matters either. It's just kind of like, yeah, okay, so Black Flag is still selling really well, and it's starting to, it's not tailing off as quickly either.
No.
Apparently, so it'll be fine. I think it's a matter of Assassin's Creed 3 was like the first big release in a bit. They'd had a couple spin-off type games, or at least perceived as spin-off games, and it was like, all right, a big main release again, so a lot of people jumped on board. And then with Assassin's Creed 4, it was like, well, I'm not sure what this game is, was what most people's reaction to it was.
Right.
For the most part, it's like, oh, there's just so much Assassin's Creed, I don't care.
Right.
Until it came out and there's buzz building on it, so it's kind of like a late start as far as people deciding they wanted to play it.
And, some people just, for some reason, they just didn't like Assassin's Creed 3. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it all right.
I see why. Like, I really like that game, but it starts really, really slow.
Yeah.
And there's some other things about it that's just kind of like, well, if you've played a lot of Assassin's Creed and you're tired of it, I could see why that game they didn't like. And it's also the last part of Assassin's Creed 3 wasn't as good as the first half, I think.
I think so, too.
So if you play through the whole thing, you kind of like get to the stuff at the end that wasn't quite as good, and that's what you remember. So you're a little more hesitant on Assassin's Creed 4 if you even want to play it at all. But then it came out and got a lot of good buzz, and so I think that's part of why it's just starting a little slower, but it's still sold 10 million. That's not
that's
bad
nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's a lot. Any game out there would be happy to sell 10 million. So.
Now, if this was a Tomb Raider game that sold 10 million, it'd be like, oh, well, we should have sold 30 million by now.
We're going to cancel it. Cancel it all.
It sold 30 million, but that's not enough.
It's not enough.
It always cracks me up when
that
studios
they
have way high expectations.
What do they count as their games as a success? I mean,
I don't know.
Tomb Raider sold a lot, but people, I don't know.
Apparently, I read recently Tomb Raider's past the break-even point now, or something, for how much they spent on it, and now it's making money or something.
Finally, they're like, oh, now it's making money.
So I don't know. I think that's a thing of studios sometimes, or production companies, whatever, they all look at the front end sales, and it's the same with movies. It's like, what do you make at the box office the first weekend, and you forget all of the stuff that happens over time.
And it's not going to be a success if it doesn't clear 4 million in the first weekend. It's like,
it didn't.
If you sell tons at the first part, that's great. And a lot, it does tail off fairly quickly, but you still sell a decent amount, especially for a big franchise like that. You sell a bunch during Steam sales or a holiday sale for, console ones, or, whatever. Or people just get their games later on because they don't rush out and buy them right away, because that's just not how they do it. They wait till they drop in price or something.
Yeah, they wait till it's, when they can afford it, or wait till they have time when they can play it.
Yes, you get less of time.
I'm all
but you still make money, so I don't know.
I don't know. That's another thing. I think that could be a good topic sometime for a podcast topic. Is what game would you buy day one and why? What would be the going price, and what game franchise would it have to be?
Half-Life 3. I will buy it. Daisy.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. I was thinking.
I have a theory, and I don't know if Valve actually thinks this way, but if they're listening, which they're not, but they should totally just make Half-Life 3.
Valve, are you
listening? As good as they want. When they finally finish
Daniel has good advice for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being silly. But, if they made Half-Life 3, and I'm sure they've been working on it, or at least have some ideas floating around the office of what they would do, they have Half-Life 2 hype to match up against, where a lot of people consider that game to be one of the best of all time because it's so good, and it still holds up. In my opinion, it's still a really good game. It comes from a different era, so the game design's a little different than modern games, but it's just the way I describe it is the best road trip game ever made. Because it's just kind of you start and you keep going and you don't stop, and you literally drive in parts of it, but it's one of those games that comes from the era of, you will put you in the shoes of this character, we're not going to break you out of it till the end credits.
All right.
It's got a couple gaps where you black out a little bit, but that's about it. So they have that, plus the debacle before Half-Life 2, when that was coming out and it got leaked, and all that stuff. They're going to be hesitant about talking about Half-Life 3, or even can we live up to what everyone expects of us? So what they should do is if they make a game and get it to a point where they like it, then just release it.
Yeah.
And then say, hey, like, put an announcement out, Half-Life 3, oh, by the way, you can buy it on Steam right now. It'll be coming to consoles in a month, or, whatever it would be.
Right.
That way it cuts any hype train, it just cuts it off at the knees, and it would still do, completely well because of the love for that franchise. I don't know.
Exactly.
I just think that would be the way to do it.
I love that game, but I never finished it, and I'll tell you why.
What? You never finished Half-Life 2? Get off the show.
I can't.
Right now.
Well, here's the reason. Here's the reason why. Here's the reason why. The Half-Life engine makes me motion sick, and I cannot play it without getting headaches and throwing up and everything.
Have you ever tried? Where have you played it at? I guess I should ask.
I tried it on Xbox 360, and I've tried it on PC. Both.
I played it both of those. Like PC, have you tried adjusting field of view at all or anything?
I've tried.
Because I know some people who get motion sick with that and Left 4 Dead and stuff, but when they changed their field of view, it actually helped them.
I've tried everything. I even tried taking Dramamine 2 hours before I play it, and that didn't help. It's just one of those things.
Half-Life 2 and the Half-Life 2 episodes several times over. Like, I played Half-Life 2 on PC originally, and then Episode 1 I played. Then I played through all of the Orange Box, which went through Episode 2 as well on 360. Then I played all of them again on PC, and then I played them again on PC a long time after that, and I think I've done it one more time since then. And it's also one of those games I'll just jump in and play a little bit of it every once in a while. I love Half-Life 2.
Yeah. I love it.
It's Orange Box is highly
and
sought after
I'm one of those
on
people
PS3.
that's like,
oh yeah, it is, because wasn't there a bunch of problems with it when it came out on PS3?
Yeah, but it's the only way to play like the Half-Life series on like PS3.
Right.
So it's really people want it, right? But yeah, so I don't know. Like I played Half-Life 2, I played Portal 1. I played Portal 2. I've never played Portal 1 actually.
Portal 1
really?
really good.
Portal 1, I like Portal 1.
I got Portal 2 for review. That was the first game I ever got for review.
Cool.
And all I did was write for decent gaming site and just sent Valve PR nice email, talk to them, and yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, if anybody could get away with making a huge AAA title like Half-Life, like a Half-Life 3 would be, and then just throw it out there. If anyone get away with that, Valve could.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Okay, well, I'll put some of these in everything else. For those who are listening tomorrow, which is, let's see, tomorrow. Titanfall beta is up as of this evening. As far as sign-ups are up. Yeah, sign-ups are up. So we got ours in. So hopefully
Not me.
I'll hear something. In fact, let me check my email real quick and see if I got
Yeah, I love how they word it. It's like you'll receive an email no later than such and so. I forget the date now off the top of my head.
I think it was the 17th is what it was. But didn't I hear... Isn't it supposed to be the 14th? Is in the 14th when the beta officially starts? Didn't I hear those rumors?
Rumors, yes. They haven't officially said that I've seen anyway, and it doesn't say on the beta application either.
No, it didn't. And Friday's my birthday, so that would be cool.
It makes sense, though, because, hey, it's a weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would make really good sense.
People can play on the weekend, so I would fully expect it to be that way. And it kind of lines up because, okay, you put it in on the weekend for early access, or whatever, send out a wave of it, and do another one maybe on Saturday, a wave, and then you have it open for everybody on Monday. Yeah. That's just the way the dates seem to work out, and I don't know, it makes sense to me. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But hopefully find out something the next day or two.
Yeah, I'd like to play it this weekend. That'd be fun.
I'd like to, too. I'm anxious to try it out. I really am. I hope it's as good as I'm hoping it is. I think it is. So.
From what I've heard from some of the people who've gotten to play it already, it plays a lot like Call of Duty does, plus all the stuff that's on top of that.
Yeah, see,
but it's a lot more, it's closer to Call of Duty than it would be a slower-paced shooter. It's very fast-paced and twitchy, just like COD.
Yeah, see, that's cool. I can deal with that. As long as it doesn't make me sick.
Because who made it, it makes sense to me. I mean, what else would they make?
Yeah.
That's the thing they enjoy.
Mm-hmm. The next story I thought was kind of interesting. The Sniper Elite developer explains why Xbox One has difficulty displaying 1080p difficulties, and I'll put it in the show notes. I won't go into it here, but what's funny is apparently what it all boils down to is they say the ES RAM that Xbox One uses is too small to output 1080p, where the PlayStation 4 has the super fast 8 gigs of, DDR, whatever it is, RAM, and they can do it that way. I don't know if I buy into it or not.
Okay, so all these PCs that run at 1080p that don't have either one of those kinds of RAM, there's other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's other stuff that comes into it, but it's like, whatever.
There's probably, I don't know, maybe something
at this point,
development
1080p is not that big. As
For
far
some
as the
people it
size
is.
go.
I mean, that's why some people are going one console version over the other.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, I meant no, processing power-wise.
Oh, okay.
Technology has been where you can output 1080p stuff for a while, so that, both of these consoles should be able to put out 1080p. The issue, I think, is more quality of textures and models and all that stuff within 1080p. People haven't quite figured that out exactly yet. How much, geometry and how big of textures can we push while also outputting at 1080p? They haven't found quite the balance there.
All right. I don't know. It's an interesting article. That's why I put it in there. So I thought everybody might like to read that, because stuff like that just intrigues me. Just because it's just funny, because how bent out of shape people get about it and things like that. Because I'll play it in 720p if it's on TV. It's not that big a deal. But like if I'm setting up the PC and I want to play it in 1080p, I'd rather play it in 1080p. But sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Big whoop. It's not that big a deal. I'm not a HD whore or anything that I have to have it in the best possible quality that I can find.
Best quality.
All the people are complaining, like, when they look into it, like, oh, it outputs at such and so, but really the real thing that the game is rendering is such and so less, and it's just like, who cares? Does it look good when you're playing it?
Yeah, really.
Is it fun? Like, yes, it might have less than another game, but you're playing it on your TV, who cares?
Exactly.
If it doesn't look muddy and terrible, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right.
Plus, it's the start of these consoles. They've been out a few months. Give them time to figure these systems out, and then it's the same kind of at the beginning of 360 and PS3, where there's issues, and then over time they figured out the consoles.
Yeah.
It'll get fixed, guys. It'll get figured out. Chill.
Well, I remember when the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 both first came out, the PlayStation 3 would do 1080p and the Xbox 360 would only do 1080i. And they fixed that on the Xbox 360, but it didn't matter on the PlayStation 3 because there was very few games that ran in 1080p. The most of them ran in 720 anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean, the 1080p need to be there for the Blu-ray for sure. But whatever.
Yeah. And
it's one of those things, if you look at the games that came out at launch of the 360 and PS3 versus the games that came out towards the end, they're a whole lot different. It's the same every time a console is. You look at the beginning and the end, they look better at the end because they figured it out. Same here, guys. Come on.
Pretty much. And the last little anything else story that I thought was kind of funny was when the Elder Scrolls Online comes out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. On PlayStation 4, you do not have to have a PlayStation Plus membership to play it online. On the Xbox One, you also have to have a gold membership on top of that monthly fee.
Double dipping. It's like with the Netflix.
Yep,
Stupid Microsoft.
Yeah. We gotta ring you for pennies and dimes.
Man, there was a couple of...
Well, that's their prerogative, whatever.
Yeah, there was a couple of stories that I had read on N4G that people had actually broke down between the cost of the game, your gold subscription, and then your monthly fee. If you wanted to play it on the Xbox, you'd end up paying almost like $400 for the year to play it. I'm like, holy fright. But if really it's only a $60 difference. I mean, that's all it is. You're still paying the same amount monthly on either one. You're just not paying the $60 to play it on gold.
It pisses people off.
Yeah, it
and
just
I understand. I mean...
Yeah.
Why can't you make it,
Well, does Elder Scrolls Online, is it going to use Xbox Live's, network in any fashion or not?
And that's what I don't know. If I had to guess,
I'm sure
I would
it could
say
if you
yes.
did, like, a party or something on there, but that's not to do with the game. You can just do that regardless. So who knows?
I would say yes, it probably does, because there's no intermingling of the waters when it comes to PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with the game. So
so that's kind of what Microsoft has been in the past. They said a lot of that is because it's for maintenance and upkeep on servers and that type of stuff to keep Xbox Live running well.
Yeah, and it always has. I mean, from what I
remember, Microsoft.
There's been times when it goes down.
13-year-olds from using Xbox Live and playing online.
Ooh, burn.
The last big one I remember, and there might have been one past that, but it was like when Gears of War 2 came out over like Christmas time or something. I think that's when it was. But anyway, they crashed Xbox Live stuff because of so much stuff. And since then, they've built up the infrastructure enough that other big games came out and it was fine. So at this point, for the most part, I'm sure there might be some hiccups just from the new console being different, might change something or other in there that might have a hiccup here or there, but for the most part, Xbox Live runs pretty well.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a better platform than somebody's going to matter. I mean, honestly, the last generation, it was definitely a better platform to play online. PSN. But at the same time,
PSN got closer over time. It's a matter of Microsoft has done this type of thing elsewhere, and they started earlier because they started on the original Xbox. So.
Right.
Well, but
it gave them time to tweak.
You have to say that I think that PSN probably had less of the immature gamers, but that is not necessarily true because you play Call of Duty.
That's because everybody didn't have a headset.
Well, that's true too. You're right about that. Not everybody had a headset.
That's what you do. If you don't pack it in with PS4, you'll be less annoyed.
Well, but that's the thing. It'll be interesting to see.
On the game too.
Well, that's true too. But it'll be interesting to see now that Sony is charging for PlayStation Plus to play online with the PlayStation 4, and they say that they're going to use it for infrastructure and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see how things go. Here in a couple of years.
Time.
It'll take time
because it's one of those things they don't even know exactly what they're going to need and stuff. So they got to do R&D and then okay, here's something that came up. We got to add servers or adjust how we're doing things. But
it's who knows? I mean, there's some good things to think about. I mean,
I think
it's very reactive, kind of as far as how they're going to have to run that type of a service.
We all know who has the crummiest network of the three.
Oh yeah! Oh wait, no.
What? Nintendo doesn't even have a network. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, they have something, but we all know that they're just like when it comes to that sort of thing, they're just behind, and I don't know if.
But for the most part, I don't care because.
Well, I know, but
at least now you're not going to be playing any game on it that really needs the network like a Call of Duty that much, most of their games. I mean, it comes from the same place of they're behind, quote unquote, but they don't design their games around that type of stuff
I want
either.
To play the Mario Karts online. Why do they have to make it so difficult?
All right, we'll
see if this new one that comes out is for the Wii U is better or not. Who knows?
Here's my thing. I don't look at Nintendo to play games online anyway. I just don't.
Yeah, you look to them for their back catalog of franchises and stuff.
Right.
Like I want their whimsical Mario games, and I want this. Really, anything that Nintendo does, you almost look for their whimsical style of game design.
Yeah,
it's completely their own style and completely different than anything anybody else makes for the most part. So that's what you look to Nintendo for.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I don't have someone to really play couch co-op with.
I don't either.
It'd be cool if I could.
That's why you get two controllers and you get crazy good at like fighting yourself, and you use like your left half of your brain versus the right half of your brain.
So what you're saying is I use my hands for one controller and my feet for the other.
Yeah, and then you can use telekinetics for a third one.
Ooh, man, that's
getting complicated
deep in
here.
That. Yeah.
Keep up, fools. Get on my level.
Telekinetics. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay. Anything else? Anybody got anything else that I might have missed or you want to talk about?
Nope. You got it. It's February, so it's still slow.
Yeah, it is still slow, but it's it's picking up. It's starting to pick up. Thief comes out the end of the month. I'm looking forward to Thief.
Yeah, I didn't.
I'm apprehensive from what I've heard of it.
I thought you were all pumped and excited.
No, I am because I like Thief, but I'm apprehensive because of some of the things I've heard about the game from people who've played it early.
Oh no, it runs 720p.
No, not like that. Gameplay design type things. Because they had a preview event like a couple of weeks ago, I think. and people got to play 4 or 5 hours of the game from the beginning. So I got to play a pretty big chunk of it, and a couple of people were able to talk about it on some podcasts I listened to. I forget which ones now, but they were talking about some stuff that's it could be good, but it's not going to be as good as it won't be as thiefy as I would want it to be. Which I don't know. The more I think about it, the more it makes sense because it's been years and years since those came out, and games are different now. I don't know. I'm sure it'll be all right. I'm just hoping that it turns out well, but I'm a little fearful from some of the stuff I heard on it.
Yeah. There was a port for one for the Xbox, right?
The third one, yeah.
Third one, yeah. Yeah, I had to think about it, but yeah, third one. So, but I don't know. That's really the game I'm looking forward to this month. Other than the new Yakuza game that's coming out. Oh wait, that's coming out in Japan.
Don't you live in Japan? Oh wait, no.
No, I don't. But I'll at least be able to download the demo of it on PlayStation 3. Thanks.
You mean you're not Japan's biggest Packers fan?
I would be Japan's biggest Packers fan in more way than one because I'm 6'3", so
that would be sweet.
And I weigh almost 300 pounds, so yeah, I would be literally the biggest.
We need to raise money to get you on a trip to Japan so we can shoot video of you in a big Packers jersey just walking through Tokyo and all the neon lights and stuff.
Above everybody's head by a mile.
Who doesn't belong?
Yeah. Where's Waldo? Oh, wait, there he is.
Nice.
He's easy to pick out in that crowd. Holy fright. All right. Eric, why don't you tell the fine folks how to get a hold of us?
All right. You can get a hold of us by email. You can email the podcast.
I changed it on you, too.
Email podcast at The Gamers Lounge. You can follow us on Twitter at GL_podcast. I'm Eric, and I'm at Cube00. That's KUBE00. John is at JCMeadows94. And Nathanael is at Polygon_wizard. Anyway, you can check.
I was waiting.
You can check out the site at thegamerslounge.com. We have reviews, editorials, opinions. You can listen to a live stream of the podcast. If you email us, who knows, maybe we have a prize for you.
Yeah, we might have.
Now, if you go to thegamerslounge.com and you realize it's not right, then go back and put the hyphens in that you forgot to say.
Oh, yes. It's the-game-lounge.com. You got to put those hyphens in there.
Hyphen dash, whatever the things are.
Hyphen dash, whatever. I don't know. I've never tried it without the dashes in it. So
www.the-gamerslounge.com.
We all hate it. Yes, I know.
We just got to figure out a good way to say it. I like the way you said it in the first episode was kind of good, but I don't know. It's just putting punctuation in any URL makes it hard to actually just speak it. It's a little difficult.
And I hate it. I hate having to put punctuation in it, but it is what it is at this point. So who knows? Maybe in a year it'll change. We'll see. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks a lot for listening. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. Leave us some reviews, feedback, everything like that. Be sure to subscribe. That way you can always get the latest episode directly to your smartphone or your iTunes account. Be sure to stop by the website. We got some good articles up right now. I know there's a couple other ones coming this week. I know Ryan's got one. Eric, do you got anything coming?
Yeah, I'll have a review of Wolf Among Us episode 2, and I'll have another classics article.
Yeah, I have a review of that. I can't even say it. The Trigger Happy, the new NIS game that just came out on PSN today. I've had a review copy of it for a week. I've been playing a little bit of it. It's really good. It's really cool. It's kind of like Persona and Ace Detective, whatever those
Ace Attorney?
Ace
Phoenix
Attorney.
Wright?
Yeah, Phoenix Wright. That's it. That's what I was trying to think of. Phoenix Wright. And Phoenix Wright and some other games all kind of wound up in one.
That sounds good. I like Phoenix Wright. Those are fun games.
Yeah, it's really a cool game. It's pretty cool. I'm happy that I got a review copy of it because it's very, very good. And it's probably been the highest reviewed copy or highest reviewed game that NIS has put out so far. So,
cool.
It's always a plus. So be looking for that this week. I'll probably won't have it up to the weekend unless I don't work one day this week because of snow, so I might actually have a chance to put it up.
It's coming. Snow and ice, baby.
Yeah, boy.
Fun for those of us who have to drive for our jobs.
Yeah, really. Yeehaw, right? And who wait on other drivers to get their stuff to the stores. That's what's going to be interesting. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So, yeah, be sure to check out the site. Drop us an email. Let us know what you guys want to hear on the show, what you want to see on the show.
Yeah, we'd love feedback.
Yep.
And we're, if you want to give us a couple topic ideas, we're cool with that.
And be sure to check out the Twitch page, the Twitch TV page. I'm going to finish up my Shenmue this weekend. We need to play. Me and you need to play some Splinter Cell.
Yeah, and it'd be funnier if I play it.
I've got
if we
Splinter
play
Cell.
it where I haven't played before.
Yeah.
Everyone can laugh at this because I'm going to be horrible.
Yeah,
What do you have it on? You have it on PS3?
Yeah,
4,
PS3.
something?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, on PS3. So I got it while I was on
Couldn't
sale.
remember what you'd said before, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always see it on Twitter, like the things that say, hey, I'm streaming Shenmue or something, but it's hours later. And so I was like, oh, that would have been fun. But I'm just always on at the wrong time, I guess.
Yeah, usually I don't end up doing it till 8, 9 o'clock at night sometimes. Like the other night, it was Saturday night. I ended up starting at like 10 o'clock, and I think I finally stopped playing about 4 in the morning.
Sheesh.
It was really long. I was so close to the end of disc 2. I was just like, let me just go ahead and finish that disc real quick and get it out of the way.
Let me just finish this one.
Yeah, and I'm just doing a straight playthrough. I'm not doing all the other stuff, getting all the little trinkets and the toys and things like that. I'm just doing a straight playthrough. So, and what's
they need to do? I want to see an HD version.
Yeah,
Of the first 2 games.
I do too.
Release it and give me my money.
Well, and they did the last month or this month on the 3rd. That Team Shenmue did the mass tweet. You could sign up for their I forget what they called it. Their the thing where it would just automatically tweet out at a certain time of day, and they had like 4 million tweets all at one time. It went to Sony, Microsoft, the president of Sony, Sega. It went to all of them at one time. It was just like at 8:30 at night, just bam. It was like tons of tweets went out with the Save Shenmue thing on it. So who knows? There's going to be next month at GDC. The creator of Shenmue is holding a 1-hour. It's not really a seminar. It's just a thing where he's hosting, talking about Shenmue and stuff like that. And the dude, the Mark, what's his name, who is the architect of the PlayStation 4 from Sony, is actually going to be translating for him. So everybody's thinking, well, maybe they'll have an announcement since it's Sony together with, the creators together. Maybe
Who knows?
They'll do an announcement. So it'll be interesting to see. I think it's going to be live streamed online, so I'm going to try to catch it. There's a time delay on it, but I might be able to catch it. If not, I'm sure somebody will have it taped so I can catch it at the end. But catch it later. But yeah, there's that. And also, if there's any games out there old classic games that you guys want to see, let me know. I got a little adapter for my Elgato that I can hook up any game system to it. So I tested it with the Super NES the other night, and it worked. The Genesis, my Sega Saturn. It's a composite to HDMI adapter. So it doesn't turn them into high definition, but it makes them widescreen, and they can work. So it looks real good. So I may have to play some Panzer Dragoon Saga or something like that. But yeah. So yeah, drop us an email. Let us know what you think. Stop by the site. Check out everything. We got a lot of cool stuff going on over there. So be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, like I said. Anything else I'm missing? I think I got it all. I think I'm repeating myself, but that's okay. I repeat myself a lot. So, but be sure to check us out and stay tuned. We'll be back probably same time next week, unless we're all covered in snow. So be careful out there, and we'll see you.
6 feet under.
Yeah, 6 feet under. Literally 6 feet under. All right, guys. Take it easy, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good night, you guys.